Within 6 years, I 10x'd my business twice, and I can show you how. 6 years ago, precisely July 2019, I came back from Abuja to Lagos. I had gone 2 years before then. In fact, I had gone 2017 September. Why? Because I had just had a broken marriage, and I wanted to start afresh. I wanted to go and build in another town. I wanted to leave Lagos behind, especially the people that knew me in Lagos, because at the time I was a matchmaker. I was helping people find husband and wives. I was doing therapy for people. I was counseling people, preaching about marriage and the rest. And my own marriage, my own happily ever after had broken. So the easiest thing for me to do at the time was run away. So I took my two kids, yanked them off from school and everything. When they finished the session, and off I went to Abuja because I wanted to start afresh and the rest. Ladies and gentlemen, lo and behold, it was a terrible time. I'm telling you. Abuja was not the land for me. I fell into depression because I left my family, I left everybody I knew, and I only knew a small group of people, and I just couldn't cope. I just couldn't adapt to the culture, and my pain followed me from Lagos to Abuja. I became addicted to alcohol. I would never sleep until I drank vodka. It was so bad that I would throw up, but the next day life continues. I'll still come on social media, post my pictures, I still continue talking about matchmaking and happily ever after, even though I know that I was dying. At some point in 2019, I knew that this could not continue. Why? Because 2018 November, I had gone for a program called Spirituality, Creativity, and Clarity by Femi Jacobs. Yes, Femi Jacobs, the actor. And that program reawakened me. It was as though I was dead and I resurrected in that program. I realized that my pain was a gift, and I heard the Holy Spirit tell me in that program that go back to Lagos. This place is not meant for you. I have sent you to go and help people heal. Except a corn of wheat falls to the ground and dies, it abides alone. But if it dies, it brings forth much fruit. Lara, as we knew, the matchmaker, the relationship coach, had to die. And so that a new Lara can emerge. Ladies and gentlemen, I waited till, that was 2018, but because my children were in school again, so I waited till the end of that session in July, and I took them back home, and I came back to Lagos. I came back to Lagos with no penny. I came back to Lagos with people, family members funding our flights, so there was no money. I remember getting a house, and I literally had to borrow. I remember my friend, God bless you, she used her GT bank account to borrow money for me so that I could get an apartment, for me and my kids, and they can, my daughter had finished secondary school at the time, but my son still had to go to primary school. And it was such a struggle, but I just never gave up. I had this new fire burning in me. I had, restarted my life. I had written my book under 2 weeks, How the Matchmaker's Marriage Failed. I had shared my story of divorce, broken it on social media, which a lot of people did not know until this time. So I came back, started with my healing boot camp. At the time, it was a physical program. I didn't even think online. So I did my first physical healing boot camp in January in Lagos. And then I went back, I think I did Abuja maybe March or April or something like that. So I came back here with so much fire, but no money. I was so determined that I would be happy here. I will go back to life as I knew it. I would integrate to the society, and I will make money, even though I didn't know how. So by 2020, the next January, it was such a year, COVID happened. I was looking forward, thinking, let's do this, let's do that. But then COVID happened. But God blessed me with a mind that always think. I thought, this is the time to take this healing boot camp online. So I changed the name to Healing School. And at that time, the first time I advertised it, nobody paid. Trust me. I was so distraught. If you see my house at the time, there was no cushion, nothing. It was just one small TV and mattress that we brought back from Abuja. My brothers would give me, just little allowance just to augment for me and the kids. We were just hustling and struggling, ladies and gentlemen. I advertised this program for about 2 months, every day on my Instagram, Facebook, and nobody paid a dime. But do you know what happened? On the last day, somebody sent me a message and she said it was going to be her birthday and the Lord had instructed her to pay for 10 people for the healing school. That was the beginning of the change of my story. I was like, God, I'm so excited. I hear you. Thank you. Oh my God. Oh my God. I was just, but the funniest thing, the person did not pay the money until probably 6 months later. So even though I'd announced it on Instagram, that we have scholarship, people will DM me. How can I start a program when people have paid? I've not paid. But eventually, the person paid. And by 2021 January, ladies and gentlemen, I woke up. It was January, I think the first week of January. I woke up. I don't know what happened that day. Oh my God. I said to myself, Lara, you have been playing small. Do you know who you are? Do you know what you are made up of? Do you know how much money you can make if you stop playing small? And then it was like I was having a conversation with myself. And I'm like, okay. I hear you. This thing talking to me. So what do I do now? And then it was like, this person was saying, I'm sure it's me, right? You need to start serving premium clients. Okay. So I started asking myself, if you want to start serving premium clients, how do you start? Where do you start from? At the time, people were already having, it was 2020, 2021. People had ring lights up me. Okay, I didn't have any of those things. If I wanted to do Instagram live video, I would go by my window. And when they say daylight, I would use daylight to make my live video. So I told myself that January, buy a ring light and make a shelf. Do you know where the shelf came from? Because that's what I saw during the pandemic. When people are, posting on Instagram or going live, they had a bookshelf behind them. So I told myself, make a bookshelf and put all the books you have. A lot of them I've not even read. But I made the shelf and bought the ring light. Number 2 decision that I took was that I had always known, but I told myself again, if you want to play big, you cannot do it alone. You need to have staff. I'm like, hey, Jesus, where do I start from? How do I start this thing? What if I can't pay them? But that thing told me, if you truly have faith, if you truly want to serve premium clients, you need to write it out. Ladies and gentlemen, I put up a vacancy and I got 2 people who did virtual interview for them. I got a content creator, she was doing remote. Then I got a personal assistant who used to come to my house Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. For me, I just said, I can't have somebody coming to my house every day. So they had just becoming Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. This was how I started. It was nothing, no office, nothing. She came to my house. We would have meetings with the one that was not in Nigeria, network meeting. We would talk about our goals for the week, the plan, and all of that. So personal assistant would answer the DM, answer the comment sections, while content creator will post. I would do the video. Another thing was that to serve premium clients, I knew that I needed to make quality videos because I had always known you cannot be making crappy videos and expect to serve premium. Nobody will pay attention to you. So I approached a friend of mine. Thankfully, at the time, I didn't have money. This is why I tell people everything does not need money. This is leverage. That's a lesson for you. So I approached him and told him, I don't have money. Please, can you come and make videos for me? He was so delighted. Oh my goodness, God bless his soul. He was so delighted. He said, no, I don't mind. I'm like, I don't have money. He said, no, don't worry. I just like to tell people stories. I like what you are doing. You're so bold. You're so courageous. And so he would do videos for me for free. And I will post. And I did, I think, my first sponsored post. Ladies and gentlemen, my life changed. My business changed. That was the first month ever. By the end of the month, I had made ₦1 million. Close to it. If it wasn't exactly $1 million, probably close to it. I was shocked. What? Like, are you serious? Meaning that there's a reward if you can take a risk and go all in, because I went all in, and that was what happened. That was how Lara Kuda is International was born. So we will come to the house. My PA would go with me anywhere. Probably, at the time I was having radio interviews when my story was big. That 14 heartbreaks, 15 abortion, and a divorce. Because I had also written a book about it, how the matchmaker's marriage failed. So because of that, and I did a lot of heavy, PR for it. I borrowed money, ladies and gentlemen. I didn't have money. I bought because I just kept hearing that spirit, and I'm also grateful. Femi Jacobs at the time was my coach and my mentor. He kept telling me, the Holy Spirit told me, put everything you have in this book. Lara, this book is your gateway to success. I kid you not. I borrowed money. Thank you, auntie. That auntie that borrowed me the money. And I did a lot of PR, TV, radio. So a lot of people got to know about the book. You get? So that brought me some sort of leverage, some sort of fame, so that was what I was leveraging on. They will enroll in the healing school. Then after a while, when they finish healing school, maybe a month or 2 or 3, somebody will call me after, coach, I was okay, I'm glad, but I still feel some sort of way. I told myself, Lara, it means that this 8 weeks is not enough. Of course, I really know that. So what do you do when somebody heals? When they come through healing, they go back to their childhood. What's the next step? What's the next thing? It came to my mind, identity. I started what I called the School of Identity. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't like to write. I am a talker, as you have known. But I knew that if you want to be great in life, you cannot be giving excuses. I sat down, prepared the slides. I found a free app at the time, Camtasia app. I will use the trial. They used to give us 30 days trial. Now they don't. It's only 3 days now. Back then, 30, I will use it to record the video and the slides. My face would not show. And I did the School of Identity. After a while, I did the School of the Mind. Don't forget, everything was happening. The office was happening in my house. It was just my little bedroom that I just carved out a table, a shelf. I'm sure you can see in this video. And that's where I had the small laptop. If you see the laptop, there is ink on the laptop because I didn't have money. But I kept evolving. After a while, I think that year, by September, October, money had started rolling in small. So somebody gave me the advice, let's do I think it was my video guy. He said, Lara, let's do a proper setup, a proper set for your videos. So that's what you're saying. We did the set. We just carved out a portion of my sitting room. It was so small. We carved out a portion of my sitting room. God bless you, the guy that did it. He had frames, he had flowers. So that gave our videos beautiful, picture quality. So I started using there. Then the idea came, and if you know me, you should know me by now. I never run out of ideas. I am destined to be big. I have always known this. So I go all in, especially knowing that I have gone in before and now. So that's October or September. In October 30th is my birthday. I was going to be 38 years that year. So I said, what do I do? I want to make a bang. How do I reward people? I said I would do what I call hashtag 38 days to 38. Do you know what happened? I shot a series called Dear Coach Lara. Thankfully, I was already dating the person that became my husband now. He's a video director, production, everything. He's a media guy. So he helped me, We hired cameras, we hired people. We paid a hotel set, I got actors from my church. I paid them 30,000 per day. Ladies and gentlemen, it was a lot of money. I wrote all the scripts myself. I did everything myself. I gave the names, wrote the scripts, the acts, the scenes, the topic, the title. We even went to the beach. Oh, not as if we had a lot of money, but I just believed that I want to be great. I want to make a mark. I want to make a name. So we did 38 days of discount. I can never do it again. 38 days. So do you know what happened? We got a lot of clients. The clients I have gotten from them, from that year, 2021, some of them, they are still with me till today. So I did all of that, crowned the 38th day with my 38th birthday celebration, a worship celebration. Then I also shot a movie, a 9-minute movie about my life. You know, I went to did a voiceover over it, did a lot of things, and so that's how we crowned that year. 2022, we wrote, after doing all those drama, all the money I had was exhausted. All of them. Because I was just a novice. I didn't even know anything about media. I used all my money. I was in debt safe. I can't forget I sank into depression after that fiasco. But as you know, I never gave up. I never gave up. That December, I bought my first car after 14 years of buying my first. No, I bought my second car after 14 years of buying my car. After not having a car for about 10 years. I'm telling you, my friends used to laugh at me like, you bought your first car at 24, got bad after that, and I didn't have a car for over 10 years. I think it was 11 years. So I was able to buy my car that December. Then I continued. I began to grow. The clients that came to me were the ones telling me where my money was. How? Because when they did the healing school of identity, school of the mind, I would see that this person is healed to an extent. This person has discovered a purpose during this journey. So they want to birth something new. They want to build a business. They even want to start helping people heal, just like me, because of what they've been through. I tasked my brain again. Lara, how do you help these people? I realized I can create a certification course. I created a certification course in 2023. Yes, we had our first diet in October. Yes, October 2023. The healing coaching certification course. It was a mass success, and that year also, I had gotten married for the second time. Do you know what happened? My fame, like this. It was on all the blogs, especially because of my husband. He was married to the late musician, God rest her soul, Kefi Obareki. So the headline was, late Kefi's husband remarries to a family life or a 14 heartbreak. It was gory. I didn't care. I was prepared for it. I told my staff members at the time, that, hey, we are going to cash in on this. Because everything for you, if you're a business person, is a business opportunity. So what I have failed to share with you was that, so when I got my house, I had told myself that I am going to use this house as my office because I liked the environment, and then I would move to my husband's house. At this time, there was no husband. It was something I had visualized, envisioned, and I was preparing to marry the man until my own husband came. And of course, we got married in 2023. So in 2023 also, I had hired more people in January, still in my house. Still in my house with the promise to them that I would get married this year. At that time, I did not have a wedding date, but you should know me by now. I am a faith person. I go all in and I win all the time, maybe majority of the time. I did not have a wedding date, but I told them, the people I hired, I said, we will be coming to my house, my content creator, everybody, but I didn't even say by anything. I just said, very soon we would use this place as an office and I'll move to my husband's house. Thankfully, April of that year, I moved to my husband's house. So we had to renovate that house. I'm sure you'll be seeing all the previous ugly wallpaper that was there before. We changed everything. It was as though we rebuilt the house. My landlady was so pleased with me because the bricklayer had to come and break down a portion. We screeded, we painted. It took about 7 to 8 weeks, but eventually we had a beautiful, beautiful office. And because of the wedding and everything after, of course, more money started coming in, more clients from all over the world. 2023 was a year for the books. From all over. Like I had clients in China, Australia, the craziest of places that I even Estonia, places that I never even knew existed from the map. Why? Because I never gave up and I kept creating. Anybody who asked me a question, when people ask me questions, I'll tell myself, this thing is going to be this is an opportunity. So 2024, of course, we continued, and then I created another certification course, couples therapy certification course. It was also successful, and we kept building. 2024 was the year where we hit, I think, 9 figures. See, 2023 was a good year before I go to 2024. Why? Because January also of that year, Pastor Kingsley Okonkwo, hi Pastor Kingsley, hi Pastor K, had invited me to his church to minister January of that year. The theme of the event was Heal Before You Deal. So it was me and an American, Keishon Scott. And ladies and gentlemen, as usual, I always prepare for every opportunity, always. So one of my books had finished. I reprinted 500 copies for that event. I prepared for it. I made new clothes for it. I told my videographer, professional videographer, to follow me. Photographer followed me. Makeup artist was with me. My hairstylist. I had a team. In fact, all of them wore black jackets. When we entered the church, they knew that somebody came. It was such a fanfare. But glory be to God. Oh my God. That program was successful. It was a blast. In 2 days, one church on the island and then the next church on the mainland. See, whew, I got overwhelmed. There were a lot of clients, because nobody had heard anybody share such raw, bold, captivating story. I was not even married at this time. I remember somebody asked me on the last day, are you planning to get married again? I remember we all laughed about it, and I told them soon. I knew I was going to get married, but I didn't know the date. So it was such a huge blessing that the marriage came maybe 3 months after the wedding. It was not planned. Our marriage was planned in 3 weeks. Trust me, my husband just came. Let's marry now. Okay, we should marry. Okay, let's just something small. We just planned our marriage in 3 months. 3 weeks rather. And since then, so remember October 23, we launched Healing Coaching Certification course, 24 couples therapy, and more programs. After a while, so by 2023, I had certified coaches, so I gave them opportunity to also deal with some clients because I was overwhelmed all the time. I was always on a session. Oh God, Monday to Sunday. Monday to Sunday. I didn't go for any parties, no family meeting, no family reunion. My team was always working back to back. Always, always, always. So I knew that this was not sustainable. I was married, I had kids, I didn't really have optimal attention for them. So that was why I did the certification course, so that they would know the framework with which I help my clients, apart from all their own previous certifications. So I gave the coaches autonomy to also help other clients so that I could be free. That's a 10x behavior. So by 2024, I certified more coaches. We did more HCCC, that's Healing Coaching Certifications, Couples Therapy Certification course, and business was booming. The final thing that happened in 2024 that skyrocketed was Honest Bunch. I'm sure you guys know that podcast. I don't know where it came from. I just had, me. In fact, by now, I know that I've always known anyway. I am a spirit-filled person. So if you are watching this, I'm just telling you today. Most of the steps I have taken in my life has been led by the Holy Spirit. Sometimes I dream about things. Sometimes I hear them in my devotion. 2024, I just had a feeling. I told my husband, I said, Honest Bunch will invite me soon. He laughed. Like, really? Who's your next bunch? Okay, and we just laughed about it. The day I got the deal, I told him, I said, I told you he was like this girl. Ha! I work for you. And so I went for the interview. They asked me all the questions of this world, and I was so honest. And the good thing was that I never, how on Honest Bunch they were looking for juice and all of that. You know me, I'm very liberated. It's story that I have healed from, so it doesn't even bother me at all. I shared from the depth of my heart, and I had told my team again, let's prepare for rain because I know how this works by now. So when Honest Butch really, I think they released it about, moved the date around a couple of months, but eventually we shot, I think in August. And the last week in September, they released my episode last week in September. And it was raining of clients. Of course, I got a lot of backlashes, people calling me, but I'm used to how this works by now. My story, I think a lot of Nigerians are not. I remember having an interview with Ebuka on Robbing Minds. I've done interview with Ebuka twice now, on Robbing Minds. The first one was in 2020, and he was asking me, why, how do you share this? And I remember telling him then that I think I am here before my time. Like, a lot of people don't understand, but I know where this is going. So, and I remember when I went back in 2023 with my husband at that time, he was like, Lara, I remember you've done it this time. And so I have always known I have fortified myself. This is what I tell my clients today. Find what works. Ladies and gentlemen, just do rinse and repeat. That's all. Rinse and repeat. Find what works, do rinse and repeat. So I already knew that this anytime. Why? Because my story is crazy, for lack of a better word. So I knew that if anybody called me, I remember also, I forgot, 2023 too, I had another on Lady Anne platform on YouTube. It was exactly like that. So I knew how these things worked. I knew there'll be backlashes, but I'm okay. The husband that married me is okay. My family already knows. My client knows, so no new thing. And so 2024, I think, was the first time ever that we did 9 figures. By 2024, October, November, I knew something kept telling me, you're bigger than this. It's time to move to the next level. It's time to transition. You've built this now. You have coaches, you have staff. At this time, I think I had about maybe 8, 9 staff. You had staff, you have a structure already. It's time to do bigger. It's time to start raising leaders. But I didn't know how to start again. So I went for high ticket programs. I went for a boot camp in Abuja. I paid a lot of money. I will not even lie to you. I still remember how much money till today. And that thinking, the thing I heard from that boot camp opened my mind. Why? Because people in the room, they're high ticket people. The person that was talking, or the two facilitators we had, blew my mind. So I knew that it was time to go up. It was time to go up. It was time to go up. So I launched the Powerhouse, December 2024 to start in January 2025. When we came into January 2025, I told all my people, everyone that followed me, that this year is about abundance. That is where we are headed. So we're using our subconscious mind to achieve abundance. And not too long ago, I released my book. We moved from that, our smaller office, oh God, which was my house. Oh my God, I feel so emotional sharing this. Which was my house in 2019, which became my office in 2023. We moved from that office to a 5-bedroom duplex, not too far away from that environment. Why? Because we had become bigger. We needed to start. I wanted to have my own studio. I wanted to start shooting professionally, and accommodate so many things. We have a conference room in that place now. We have different offices now. We have managers, we have team leads, and the business keeps growing by the day. I became or transitioned to mind and strategy coach on May 1st, 2025. Ladies and gentlemen, I know you are fascinated, you are inspired by this journey. And let me tell you, it is something you can also achieve. 6 years is how many years? Look at where I was. Came back penniless, broke, begging, borrowing. But look at where I am today, by God's grace and by the work that I have built. This is what I want to help you achieve, especially if you're a woman entrepreneur. I want to help you 10x your life first and then your business. You will start making 10 times of your money. Why? Because I have done it. In fact, my own was not 10x. It was 10x times 10x. You understand? I have 10x twice. I'm telling you, the first 10x happened in 2023 and the second in 2024. So When I tell you now that I'm a powerhouse, I'm an institution, I have the manual, the solution, the Bible to help you become who God has destined you to be. Not what you are doing, not how small you are playing. If you know that I am inspired by this woman's growth and I want to do the same, send me a DM. Attend my masterclass, and if you've done the current one, be on the wait list or book a strategy session with me. And I promise you, depending on what you sign up for, in 6 months, in 1 year, because we have 6 months program, we have 1 year program, you will 10x your income. You will go from imposter syndrome, to somebody that is fearless. Your identity will shift. People will see you and be marveled. Why? Because that's not the person that we used to know. Like people who knew me 6 years ago. I was written off. People told me, oh, well, not them practically, but people told me that, oh, Lara, forget about her. This one, our marriage has broken. Our work is finished. Those same people, today, they're in my DM celebrating me, congratulating me, asking me for, feedback, asking me for a way and all of that. And I'm not saying this to mock anyone. I'm just telling you that never ever give up on yourself. If you, by today, you are confused, that is the best place to be. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm happy to tell you. Send me that DM, click the link in the bio, or send me a personal message that, Lara, I want to 10x, I want to be that powerhouse. And I will hold you by the hand with the strategies to help you become that woman, that woman, that woman that you will be proud of. And I always say, before I leave, that it is time to start building intentionally. Bye for now.